there's always going to be a problem. There will always be a problem. There's always going to be something that you need to find a solution for. And that's what makes you a great entrepreneur is if you can look at a problem and say, how do I solve this problem? Because problems don't just go away.
Hey, welcome everyone to another episode of Ecom Life. My name's John.
I'm Brian.
And it's been a minute, man. It's been a little bit, right?
Yeah, we haven't been on the podcast in a while.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd do it with a big bang.
Yeah, happy Halloween. You'll see this hopefully in Halloween.
Dude, it's so hard to see
How do you...
through this.
You were saying I look like an old lady.
You kind of do.
Do I? I'm looking at the screen. I kind of do.
Have you ever seen a banana drink water before?
No. I have now.
I'm
is that
a
water?
dehydrated banana.
Is that oh my gosh. Is that oh my gosh. Terrible. Already dropping the dad jokes.
Yeah. Well, I am a dad, you know. So
that's true. Is that really water? It looked like tea or something.
No, it's water.
What's that chunky stuff around it?
It's from my vitamins.
Okay.
Don't be jealous. It's got vitamins in it. Leave it alone.
Yeah, this episode's off to a bang.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Since it's Halloween, we thought it'd be cool to do some horror stories from business.
While being dressed up.
Yes, while being dressed up and being festive. And so we all know that, business, it can be treacherous, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was thinking, it wasn't, let's just put it this way, it wasn't hard for me to think of some horror stories in business. Man. It's kind of crazy, man.
I've got a lot.
Yeah.
But they're all worth it.
Well, yeah.
Like they're horrible when they're happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you feel like garbage. But
yeah.
I'll get into mine in a minute. I got a really good
one. I don't even know what you're going to, I don't know.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
I don't know yours. Yeah. That's the thing. I think a lot of times it's going to be really hard for people to take us seriously with these costumes. I was going to make like this really cool point on business. No,
it's hard for people to take me seriously without a costume.
That's very true. But, I don't know. I don't know how you were, but I remember, when I was first starting to become an entrepreneur and thinking and looking at people that were successful and not realizing just the pitfalls and some of the horror stories you have to go through to get where you want. I don't know. Maybe I was naive that way, but I was like, oh, that person's successful. And they probably just whizzed right through it,
I'd even say while they're being successful, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
It's a state that you become successful and all of a sudden people are just feeding you grapes, right? And it's just all honky-dory, right?
Honky-dory?
Honky-dory. That's from my mom. My mom says that all the time.
Don't blame your mom for your Brianisms.
No, I'm not blaming her, man. That's a positive thing. I like honky-dory. Even when you're successful, you still have horror stories, right? Like, I don't know, Jeff Bezos was talking about it, and he said, he's made billions of dollars of mistakes even today, right? But he's also made billions of dollars of successful things, right? And so that's what business is about, is trial and error. And it doesn't matter how big you get, you're still going to have trials and errors. That's the honest truth from a banana.
No, you're right. It's dude, just look over. You're in a banana suit.
In a banana suit.
I don't know why it's cracking me up.
Talking about the importance of being successful.
Jeff Bezos.
Bezos.
Oh man, I promise. I know I'm dressed like a hippie, but I didn't smoke before this episode. But it's true, man. It really is a series of roller coasters. We were talking just the other day, actually, how business is fun, even during the challenging times. That's almost makes it fun, man. Yeah.
Like the challenges. You want to talk about
that kind of that conversation we had?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. For me, it's, you said roller coaster, right? Like business can be a roller coaster. And for me, I looked at it and I thought about it as you said that. And you're like, the challenges are what are fun. And then I thought about like a true roller coaster. Like if you got on a roller coaster and it just like went straight the whole time. And like turned around and came back to the stop, right? Would that be a fun roller coaster? Like, no, the thrills, right, are the scariest part of the roller coaster. Here's some more business tips from a banana.
Just the tip.
But if a roller coaster was just flat, right, and just straight, it would not. That's not what makes it fun. What makes it fun is when you do the loop, right? When you have the thrill, when you feel like you're gonna fall, when you're upside down. And for me, like thinking about all the times in business, right? Like the good times are great, But what's been even better is when I've taken challenges face on, and I've said, you know what, like, I'm going to take this on, and I'm going to figure it out, right? Should I take this banana suit off? Will you stop laughing?
No, sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
You're just so serious. This banana suit. I'm really sorry, guys, for our dozens of viewers out there. But anyway, go ahead.
It's okay. No, I'm a banana. It's all right.
No, it's true. Like, it would be boring if it was just, you know, the straight line. The roller coaster, the ups and downs are what make it fun for real.
No, dude.
I honestly didn't. It's funny because I really hadn't thought about it.
You didn't think about that with the roller coaster. Like, I don't know. I've been thinking about that since yesterday. Like, that is truly what makes life fun, right? Is the thrills in life and in business.
Yeah. Okay. Well, are you ready to talk about this? Why don't you go first? I don't know if I get through my. We want to share some of our horror stories.
You can go first.
I don't know if I can get through it. You go
Okay,
first.
okay.
I'm going to look at the camera. I'm not going to look at you anymore.
So one of my horror stories, right? I think I've told you guys about like my first sell. Like maybe I haven't. I'll tell it right now. Okay. This is a positive story here before I tell my horror story. So
Sorry. No, just keep it on. Just keep going.
All right. So, what my first sell that I ever had was with a college, with BYU, and I sold them leather book covers, right?
Yeah.
And I went in there and I'd like put together this whole portfolio. It looked like garbage, right? But I'd made these really cool leather book covers by hand myself. I went in and I think I sold like 30 or 60 of them. I can't remember, but it was a lot, right? To me, it was a lot, right? And I remember like just like how good that felt, you know? And then I slowly started like expanding out from doing leather working to actually doing woodworking and laser engraving. And so me and my neighbor decided it would be a great idea when I got my laser engraver to go to a show here in Utah called it's an expo. It's called What a Woman Wants Expo. We're like, man, we're going to go and we're going to sell
crush it.
So much freaking product.
Because women want leather-bound books.
No, it wasn't leather. This was like laser cut, like signs and like all this different stuff. Like we had like all these different, like we had these custom order forms to order personalized products, and we had made this like whole like backdrop, and we'd done like all these things. He even made these. They're called bandsaw reindeer, where you like take a 2x4 and you cut them out and you make it look like it looks like a real reindeer. It like stands up, has 4 legs. You look it up if you haven't seen it. Look up bandsaw reindeer. They're pretty cool.
Oh,
so
nice.
He made a bunch of these, but we made like $10,000 worth of product.
Jeez.
Like wood signs. Like I'd like milled the lumber.
Just another reason print on demand rocks, right?
I'd done all this stuff. Yeah, but you could still do shows with print on demand. That's cool too. But you order the product, go to the show, but we can get into that another time. But I ordered all this or made all this product, set it all up. He did like 100 or 200 bandsaw reindeer. Like we'd done like all. It was a big expo. Like there's like 30
Where was it at?
40,000 people. Like it's like 3 or 4 days of just people coming through.
In Salt Lake or what?
Yeah. And so it was in Salt Lake. It's over at the Southtown Expo Center. But so we made all these products, right? We went to the show, like we filled up a covered trailer full of product, filled up the back of his truck. We went down there, and at the end of the show, after like 5 days of sitting in this booth trying to get people to buy product, we only sold enough to pay for the booth and to pay for lunches. We came home.
Hey, at least so you didn't lose money then, I guess, huh?
Yeah, we didn't lose money.
Well, I guess you had all that inventory.
We lost money on the inventory. And so we had all this inventory, and so we're sitting here trying to like.
Maybe you should have worn a banana suit.
I should have been like, hey, buy a product from us today.
So was there a lot of traffic at this show?
There was a ton of people.
So why don't you think people bought?
What the problem is that I think we were too generic. Well,
women really just didn't want your stuff, I guess.
No, a lot of the product that we were making was more heirloom quality. This is like where I took the learning from this.
Yeah.
Like we were doing like hard like maple and like oak and cherry, like really expensive woods, and like they're like $200 a sign on some of the signs. Some of the other products were a little bit less expensive, but they put our booth right next to a booth of these women that had a cricket, and they were just doing sticker signs where they'd paint the back of the sign and then they'd do the stickers. And so both of us did bad. Like both of our booths did horrible because I feel like it was placement of where we were at.
I see.
And they put us in a weird spot on the expo. And it just didn't turn out the way that I thought it was going to turn out. And so
what'd you learn from it?
It made me go back to the drawing board and start making different types of
So you didn't give up?
No, that's actually one of the reasons why I got into laser cut Christmas ornaments. That was one of the big pushes for that, was getting into a less expensive product that I could sell more volume of. Yeah. And then I started pushing Etsy more after that expo and all that stuff. And so it sucked really bad. Like, I came home, my wife's like, so how did it go? And I was just like, I ate lunch.
I bought a sandwich.
At the time, like, I know I'm laughing about it now, but at the time it really,
did you feel
really
super,
sucked.
You felt defeated?
Yeah, because I had all that, like, I'd bought a laser engraver, I'd bought all this woodworking equipment, I'd bought all this inventory. So not only was I $10,000 in, like, on product, but I was like $40,000 into my business, right? And I just kind of made me question, like, why am I doing this? Like, should I be doing a business? Like, nobody wants what I want, right? What I've got. But it made me realize as well, in hindsight, right? Like, it made me realize that long term that, like, they just didn't like my product. It's not that they didn't like me. It's that they didn't like that product. And so I had to go back and start changing my products to what people wanted. Yeah. And then once I changed my products to what people wanted is when I started making money.
Yeah, I heard a quote the other day on a podcast I was listening to. I even did a TikTok about it. So follow at Ecom Life TikTok and you can see it. But
hashtag the hippie.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's I don't know if it's posted yet, but anyway, the quote is a failure venture. It's the guy that started Butcher Box, actually. I was watching How I Built This.
Oh, that's cool.
And he says he said the lesson he learned, because he had failed in a venture miserably, and he said he realized a failed venture doesn't make a failed entrepreneur.
I like that a lot.
Entrepreneur. I said that wrong, but yeah, a
failed venture does not make a failed entrepreneur.
Yeah,
I like that,
because I mean, I just see your story that you just told right there, and it's, let's be honest, you felt like it was a failed venture, right? I don't know if that's a venture per se, but an event, right?
Yeah, failed opportunity.
But it's so easy,
I would say something that I felt was a big opportunity for me to make some quick cash, and it didn't work.
Yeah. It's true, man. It's like, but so many people, that's where they give up, right? Because they're like, oh, this didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out. And so maybe I'm not an entrepreneur. Maybe I shouldn't be going into business for myself. Maybe I don't have what it takes. But that's just part of the roller coaster we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it's a two-sided coin, because like my other one is our first Mother's Day selling together. Yeah. So I started making all this product, and
the first Mother's Day.
The very first one, where I was laser cutting all the signs myself and everything, and I was doing all the personalization myself. So there's the first story is me failing at making sales, right? And here I was losing motivation. It goes back to the quote I said the other day. I'll have to look it up, but I'll look it up right now. It's take me just 2 seconds.
Which one is it?
It's the forget inspiration, a habit is more dependable. Octavia Butler. Yeah. And for me, it goes back to, like, motivation is a fleeting thing, right? Like, you can feel great one day and then feel horrible like 10 seconds later. Like you said, it's like business is a roller coaster, and it's about building those habits. And for me, the habit is, like, I am going to be a successful entrepreneur, and I'm going to grow a business, and I'm a problem solver, right? Yeah. And so I stick to habits that I can do, right, by accomplishing tasks, and just keep going through
doing the things you can control.
Yeah, doing the
worrying
hard
about
things.
The things you
like,
can't.
Even when things get hard, I still do the same thing. It's like I'm going to create a new product. I'm going to create a new item. I'm going to find a new audience. I'm going to find someone to buy this. And what I would say is that first story was about me failing at not making sales, right? So full circle. It was about me not making any sales. This next story is about me making so many sales, it was overwhelming, right? Yeah. And so it's like when I met you,
a lot of people want, though.
Yeah, when I met you, you're like, let's start marketing this product, and it was a sign, right, that I was making myself. I was like, great, let's do it. And so we started marketing that sign, and we sold, what was it, like 5,000 of them, right? Yeah. And I was like,
in a 2-week span.
Yeah, and there was more problems that came with that. Rather than having a full warehouse full of inventory, I had inventory problems. I had product problems where, like, the wood was too wet, where I couldn't stain it correctly, and then the laser engravers couldn't keep up, and then I couldn't keep up with the personalization that needed to be done. And I was up till like 2 a.m. every night typing in personalization, and then I had some support ticket issues where I had, like, in like a week I had 100 tickets, right, of like, hey, my sign came out wrong or whatever, right? And it that was overwhelming to me. I almost had a heart attack that Mother's Day, and that was years ago, right? Like way before everything else that we were doing and on POD and stuff. And it was like, there's always going to be a problem. There will always be a problem. There's always going to be something that you need to find a solution for. And that's what makes you a great entrepreneur, is if you can look at a problem and say, how do I solve this problem? Because problems don't just go away. Like as you scale, as you get bigger, there's always going to be another problem, right? By using another manufacturer, there might be another problem with that manufacturer, or there might be a bunch of support tickets that you have to take care of, or there might be an inventory issue or a shipping issue, or you typed in the description wrong, and so they thought they were getting something when they were getting something else. And there's always going to be something in your business that's a potential issue that now you have to find a solution for. Always. It doesn't matter. Even when you're being successful, even when you're not being successful, there's always something that you have to solve.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a cool story.
Yeah.
I didn't know that first story you were about the Expo
Oh, I've
Center.
never told you that story?
No, I hadn't heard that.
It was a good time, though.
Yeah.
We did have fun at the Expo.
You got a sandwich out of it.
Yeah, I think
That's
I
good.
bought my wife a painting at that Expo, too. I think we still have it. It's like a painting of Christ or something.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Yeah. And the painter was actually there, and it was a painter that my wife was really big into. So he signed it for me.
See, there's always a silver lining in everything.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, so just real quick on mine. So I had just gone full-time becoming a seller. I'd been selling on Teespring for probably about 2 years, and then I decided to branch out and start a Shopify store and start selling other product besides just T-shirts. And I landed on this product. It was a hoodie purse. It was a purse made out.
It's so hard to see when I turn. I get stuck inside this thing. Sorry, go on.
No, you're fine.
You interrupted me, so I didn't interrupt you.
No, you're good. So it was this purse that was made out of hoodie material, and we got it from a distributor that it was officially licensed. So I was able to get these purses that had like New York Yankees on them.
This was like drop ship type stuff.
Yeah, drop
right?
ship type stuff.
Or you were sourcing it and then warehousing it too, right?
Not at that point.
Okay.
I was going through a third party, a distributor that would drop ship.
So this was in between like your Teespring days.
Teespring, and then when I really ramped up Shopify.
When you started looking at like, hey, I want to source unique products rather than just put designs on everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I just wanted to
No, yeah, that's good.
Understand that.
And so I found this product, and it was selling like crazy. I had access to like all these amazing like teams, like Buffalo Bills, whatever.
That's
any
cool.
team you can think of, I could do it. And you know what I would do is I'd run Facebook ads to women who were fans of these teams. I just take an image of the hoodie purse and it'd sell. Well, anyway, they just kind of caught fire. This was back in probably February, and they just started selling like crazy, right? And so I was working with this manufacturer distributor.
Was this when Luke was doing your mock-ups for you?
Yes, he was. He was doing my mock-ups. And so we started getting low on inventory, and I contacted the manufacturer. Well, not me, but I noticed I had a spreadsheet with. And I said, "Are you guys getting more of these in? You know, because if so, I want to sell them." He's like, "Oh yeah, they're going to be back. They're going to be back by March, right, or early April, something like that." This is in 2016, and I was like, "Okay, well, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to continue selling it as a pre-order for Mother's Day." And so
it'll be there by Mother's Day.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah, because he said it'll be. Oh, they're going to be. We're getting a bunch of them in, so I went like, excuse my French, balls to the wall.
You went ham on it.
I was just like spending tons of money on ads, selling a ton of these, like tens of thousands of them.
Wow.
Just getting orders, right? Getting orders for them, just piling up all these orders for them. And I was like, this is amazing, right?
Look at all this
And
money.
all of a sudden, end of March come, I'm like, hey, where's the shipment? Oh, it's Chinese New Year and they're behind. And so these are going to be delayed till after Mother's Day. So I promised literally thousands of people that...
Tens of thousands.
Yeah, that we would have these purses to them for Mother's Day. And so I am proud of myself because I went on kind of proactive mode. I just started emailing a bunch of people, everyone that...
Well, I think this part's a good part to, like kind of like glass is half full or half empty type mentality.
Because I was petrified, man. I spent all this money on ads, right? And I collected the money already for it. So it was in my bank account.
Yeah, well, and you kept spending ads because you were bringing the money in. And so that if you refund everybody...
I was going to be out of... I was like, okay.
Not just out of business, but bankrupt.
Bankrupt, completely
because now
bankrupt.
you don't just go zero. You could have
chargebacks,
$100,000-$200,000 worth of ad spend.
Dude, I was freaked out. Like, I really thought I was going to go bankrupt. And we had planned this really nice trip to Seattle, and I couldn't even enjoy that trip because I was doing customer service. But I was proactive. I started emailing people and said, hey, I'm really sorry. This is going to be delayed. I should say they didn't say it was going to be there they kept telling me, oh, no, it's going to come next week. So I kept thinking it was going to be coming
soon.
Finally, like end of April. They're like, end of April, no problem. It's going to be here. It still didn't show up. And so I was actually trying to find these everywhere. I'd go on even Amazon. I'd see them on Amazon for sale. I'd clean out them on Amazon and just drop ship it to my customers.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You were doing the shipping and stuff too?
No. I would buy them on Amazon and have
it. Just put their information.
Yeah, exactly. Just have it sent over to them. I was contacting different distributors.
Were you losing money on doing that? Or were you selling them for more on Facebook?
It was still a profit. Okay. That was the interesting thing. But I was trying to scour everywhere to find these purses. And then finally I hit a wall where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so I just started emailing clients like crazy, and I would just say, hey, I'm sorry, I'll give you 50% off your next order. I'll give you 20% off this order if you just keep your order. And the cool thing is most people are really chill about it, just because I was proactive but some people were super angry, and I can understand why. I totally messed up. I learned my lesson. I'd never do that again, But yeah, I was like totally freaking out. I thought I was going to go bankrupt. Long story short, most of the purses did arrive after Mother's Day, and so even after Mother's Day, I was still doing emails, still customer service, still trying to get people taken care of. But finally, they got a bunch of them. They finally landed, and everyone that wanted them still got them. And so I think I don't know the exact numbers, but I was looking back. Like I said, I thought I was going to go bankrupt.
Oh yeah.
But only 2% of people ended up canceling. The rest were really cool to
work with.
To work with. So that was a big learning experience for me. To be careful with inventory management. Fortunately, with print on demand, that's a lot easier. But also, it was really cool to see that people are, customers, I think, sometimes get a bad rap with the whole Karen thing, and but there are really cool people out there that are willing to work with a small business.
And I think it's your problem-solving ability, right? You saw things as, like, you were seeing things as not as what they truly were, right?
Yeah.
But it made you decide to do something in a certain way. And for me, your decision was, I'm going to be proactive and email people, and this is the solution that I have for them.
Yeah.
And you said only 2%.
Yeah, which was, I know, man. I can't tell you how stressed
that's still a big
was.
number when you're looking at tens of thousands.
Yeah, it was still a couple hundred people, but
when you look at the volume, right?
Oh,
like you're looking at a volume play there, right? And so it still seems very overwhelming, and at the time it was probably very overwhelming. But if you were to look back now, like, would you have worried as much as you did?
I don't know.
I don't think you would have.
Maybe not.
If you would have known the outcome.
Well, yeah, if I would have known the outcome, but
that's how it always is, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Tony Robbins always says, he's like, I always laugh when people say, we're going to look back on this and laugh. And he goes, if you're going to do that later, well, don't waste your time. Just do it now, right? Why don't you just laugh right now?
I definitely didn't feel like laughing. I felt like crying.
Probably felt like throwing up, right? Like
throwing up. Yeah, I just never forget. We booked this really cool vacation to Seattle, like Great Wolf Lodge, all these cool places.
I like Great Wolf
could
Lodge.
not. I was worried the entire time, and I was up when my family would go to sleep. I'd stay up till like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, answering tickets. So, but you get through it. It's just like we say this a lot here, but it's not a lot. All these problems are temporary.
And you learn from them too.
Yeah,
that's
you learn
the
from
biggest
them.
Thing. You learn a lot from your problems. And you go, okay, well, in the future, this.
There's always a gift on the other side of pain. Yeah. I mean, that's just a fact. At least for me, what I've seen. So yeah, it's, there definitely are horror stories like that, but yeah, you just adapt, you go on. And I think you have to have that mindset when you're an entrepreneur, especially in ecom. As you know, shipping issues, manufacturer issues are always going to pop up, but it's your ability to think on your feet.
It's the mindset of saying nothing's going to stop me from getting the outcome that I want.
Mm-hmm.
There might be things that are placed in front of me that are preventing me from getting that outcome, but it doesn't mean it's going to stop me from getting that outcome. It means I'm going to work around it until I can get the outcome that I want, right? And every single one of you know what the outcome is that you want to achieve, right? You've probably sat down and said, why am I running a business? Why am I doing this? What is the why in e-commerce or business or whatever you're doing? What is my why for this? And then what is the problem that's in front of me right now that's affecting me from getting to the outcome that I want to achieve? And your why will help you through it. You'll always figure it out.
Yeah. Very cool. So, yeah, I mean, thanks for sharing those stories.
Yeah.
I hope that was helpful, guys. Halloween season's the spookiest time of year. That's just the most scared I think I've been in my life over a month. Really? Well, it's not like a jump scare kind of thing, but as far as stressed and
just very
being scared about the future, So, it was a big deal, but you just keep going, and
it always works out.
Let us know in the comments if you have horror stories too, and share this with others that may be going through something similar today. I'd love to hear what your comments are on your stories, because everyone has them. If you've been in business,
I want to state this again, you guys. Life is like a roller coaster. Your business is like a roller coaster. The best part about it is being upside down. That's the scariest part. But honestly, that's the best part of the roller coaster. It's the thrill, right? Yeah. When life is good, sometimes it can seem very bland.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? We need to have things thrown at us to change up our lives, to make us better, to make us want to be better, to do better, right? Those thrills might be scary, right? But I don't know. I'm a roller coaster guy. I love roller coasters. So if you don't like roller coasters, maybe this doesn't work for you, right? You're like, that's why I don't get on roller coasters, right? But for me, I love that, man. I love, being dropped from a really high place or being thrown for a loop, Yeah. It's great, and it's what makes my life enjoyable, honestly.
So thanks, guys. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you like and subscribe, and follow us all on our socials, Ecom Life. And we're going to be doing more interview style podcasts in the future coming up. We really want to interview people that have extraordinary stories, and like you said, everyone has an extraordinary story.
Everybody.
But ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
If you've lived a life, you've got an extraordinary story that you can share, and so
yeah, absolutely. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you, and then until next time, we'll see you on another episode of Ecom Life.
See you guys.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, could you do me a huge favor and like this video? Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got tons of great content there. And if you want to connect with us on social media, check out the links in the description. And we look forward to seeing you there.